Hey everyone, Coach Travis Robertson, CEO and founder of Robertson Coaching International. Now, today we've got a really special topic, and that's this. How do you work with your spouse without killing each other? Because let's be honest, a lot of you work together in teams and partnerships with your spouse, or sometimes even with family members, and at times you want to strangle each other because you can get on each other's nerves and you're with each other 24/7, 365. Well, I've been there. In fact, my wife and I started this business together years ago, and we were together 24/7, 365, and we've been married now for coming up on 17 years, and we did it in a way that we actually had tremendous amount of respect for each other. We loved working together. Lisa's no longer involved in the business, but she was for a very long time. And believe me, there were days where we wanted to kill each other, but for the most part, it was actually a really wonderful experience. And so I want to share with you what it is that we did, because I've had a lot of people come up to me and ask, Travis, how did you guys do it? How did you work together for so long and so closely together and be with each other all the time and not want to strangle each other? And so what I want to do is I want to kind of share with you, because if you're thinking about getting into this business and doing it with a spouse, if you're thinking about, should my spouse come work with me, and will we like each other when it's all done? Will we still be married when we're all done? I want to kind of guide you through 7 keys to working effectively with your spouse without killing each other. Number 1 is this. You need to create and share a common vision for your business and life. Now that sounds basic, but you would be surprised at how often people don't have this conversation. I mean, sit down with each other before you do this and say, what are we trying to achieve in the business? What are we trying to achieve in our lives? And are we in sync with this? Are we on the same page? Because if you're not on the same page with this, it's a terrible idea to go into business together or to work together, because you're just going to be friction all the time. It's just going to be constant battling, because one of you is going to want to go one direction, the other's going to want to go another direction, and you're just going to feel like, why are we fighting each other all the time? This isn't healthy, this isn't fun, and I don't like you anymore, and we're done. So we don't want to end in divorce. We want to actually end towards working towards something and having something. And the only way you can do that is you got to have a common vision for your business and your life. The second thing is this. You need to learn to separate your business roles from your personal roles. One of the things my wife and I were very, very good at is we had our home roles and our business roles. And we understood that there's a separation. So when we're at the office, I'm the CEO. You're not my wife. I'm not your husband. I'm the CEO. You're the COO. This is your role in the business. This is my role in the business. And if we don't understand that, if we don't, learn to separate our husband and wife roles from our CEO, COO roles, all it's going to be is friction. Because when we come to the office, you can't pull me aside and be like, dear, this is what I think we need to do. It doesn't work that way. I need to be the CEO, and you need to listen to what I say. The buck stops here at the end of the day, and I'm going to respect you. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. But at the end of the day, this is a business agreement or business relationship we're entering into. And at the office, I put on the CEO hat, and at home, I take off the CEO hat and I put on the husband hat, and we're going to relate very, very differently. So you got to be able to separate that, and then you have to be able to respect that. And this is very, very challenging for a lot of people, is that when you're at home, you have a very particular style and way that you're used to interacting. You cannot bring that to the office. You have to be able to respect, if one of you is the CEO, which one of you needs to be the CEO, you need to respect that CEO at the office as you would a normal CEO of any other company you were working in. So you want to make sure you respect those roles both at home and at the office. Number 4 is this. You need to create a process for enforcing those boundaries. I can't tell you how many times that in the beginning, as we were starting to figure out how do we do this, one of the challenges we ran into is when Lisa would maybe say something in front of the team that was really more of a wife response than a husband response, or than a COO response, or I would say something that was more of a husband response than a CEO response. We had to have a process for pulling each other aside and saying, look, the way that was handled can't happen. We can't do that, because this is at the office. office. The team can't see us interact that way. You can't question me that same way you would if we were at home as you did there in the office. And so we had to create a process that allowed for that separation where we could call each other on it. And it was hard at times, it was difficult at times, but I promise you this, you set this up and it's going to make it so much easier to learn how to do it, to enforce it, to navigate those murky waters, and really to come out the other side stronger and better for it. Number 5 is this: make sure you manage both your personal and your business finances together. So if you're not, because look, we all know this, the number one source of stress or divorce or angst in a relationship, finances, right there. Sorry, I didn't mean to bang the TV, but finances, make a point here. Finances are the number one source of strife or divorce or stress in a marriage. So if you both don't know what's going on with your finances, both personally and professionally, it's just going to create a world of frustration and anger and resentment and bitterness. And you do not want that. And look, we all know that there's one of you that's like the anal retentive accountant in the group, and then there's one of you who's like the tornado looking for a place to land. I'm the tornado looking for a place to land. I don't like getting down into the weeds of our finances. My wife is the anal retentive accountant type, and love you, baby. And so she's really good at this. I'm not. But we had to figure out a way to work together on this so that we were on the same page and we removed the stress and the frustration that can come with our finances from the equation, okay? Number 6 is this: find ways to disconnect from business and reconnect with each other. This is so critical, you guys. You've got to find ways to actually separate yourself from the business, because when you're working in the business together and then you go home, what do you think we talk about all the time? And my wife and I did it. Look, we're guilty of this. We love what we do. I love what I do. I'm so passionate about this business, as is she, even though she's no longer involved in the business. So what do we talk a lot about? The business. But there had to be key times where we said, you know what, we're going to go away, we're going to get away, we're going to go on a vacation, whatever it is, and we're going to disconnect for a period of time. And at least for the first day or the first 2 days, we're not allowed to talk about the business. We can talk about anything else, but we've got to find a way to disconnect from the business and reconnect with each other. And if you don't do that, if you're just go, go, go business all the time, all day, every day, it's going to burn you out, it's going to wear you out, and you're going to feel like, you know what, we're great business partners, but we're not great life partners. And so you got to have both of those parts of the equation. So you want to make sure that you're disconnecting from the business and finding that time, scheduling that time to reconnect, to have the romance. You got to schedule the romance, guys. I know it sounds so like not sexy to schedule the romance, but you got to schedule the romance in, and you got to schedule that time with each other to connect, because if you don't connect, there's not going to be any romance. So you got to make sure and do that. Number 7 is this: you need to extend each other a tremendous amount of grace, a tremendous amount of grace through this whole process. And always remember this: you're on the same team. You're on the same page. We had days where we wanted to strangle each other. We really did. And you know what? One of the things we always had, we had a saying in our family, in our relationship, that when we got really frustrated with it, we'd say, you know what? Time out. We're on the same team here. You and I, we're on the same team. We want the same things. We have the same vision for our life, for the business. We want that same outcome. So yeah, it's frustrating. Yeah, it's challenging today, but tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new opportunity, and we're going to figure this out. We're going to get on the same page so that we realize that we're on the same team. We're moving towards the same goal and the same outcome. We may have a different way that we want to get there, but look, I love you. You love me. We're on the same team. Let's figure this out. Let's calm down. And I promise you this, you guys do this, 7 keys, whether it's your spouse or another family member. Look, you may not find time to reconnect, on a romantic level with your other family member. I hope not. This isn't some backwoods part of, a weird state that I won't mention in case some of you are from that state and I don't want to offend you. But unless you're marrying your cousin, this is something that you can do with just about anybody that you want to connect with on your family that you're potentially working together with. So hopefully that helps you. I get asked that all the time at conferences, especially, at our conferences that we do, our live events, because people see me interact with my wife and they're like, how did you guys do it? And so 16, 17 years of marriage, this is how we do it. I promise you, do that, and you're going to have an incredible relationship and an incredible business. All right, so in the meantime, here's what I want you to do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, make sure you comment down below. Let me know, Do you work with a spouse? How's that working out? What keys have you found work really well for you? I'd like to know in the comments below. Make sure you like it, make sure you share it, and make sure you subscribe for more of these videos. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, you guys.